In this project, we'll look at a visualization of cell division constructed using Autodesk Maya. To start, we'll use design thinking, understanding first, reviewing the content and the scientific backing and examination of what we're doing, defining and establishing what we will be doing in the visualization, making a prototype, getting the first pieces going, refining, and finally in a solution, rendering out the animation. We'll look at bringing this graph to life, showing the replication of DNA in a cell, mitosis where the cell starts to divide and the DNA splits, and finally the two diploid cells separate from the original. This is part of the phases of mitosis. We're going to simplify it somewhat, as this is a lot to do in a short project. We want to keep our information in a visualization very directed, and look at only the parts we need so that the viewer doesn't get confused. We'll look through the phases and look at cytokinesis, showing the cell in motion. It's all about the tools and process. We'll be using Autodesk Maya and some procedural materials to really make this pop. We want to start with some key questions. What do you want your audience to learn from this visualization? And how long should it be? Cells divide very quickly, but we need to stretch it out so we can see it, so it's important to consider the time we're using. Who is the audience and what's their age and experience do they have with the subject? Are they beginners, or are we showing this to experienced people with a strong background? What's our schedule for completion? This project should take about 2 hours and give you a thorough grounding in making animations using blend shapes and keyframe animation in Maya. And what inspires you about this? Is it bringing this cell to life so we can see it actually dividing and becoming two new cells? It's something to think about, because that's where the soul in the animation comes in. The first thing we'll do in Maya is develop some basic skills, creating some simple objects and navigating around the UI. We'll be presenting steps in technical videos with a PDF instruction guide to have alongside. After you complete this animation, you're encouraged to go on and do more, add more pieces to it, divide more cells, and include additional parts within the cell to further enhance the visualization. We'll finish here by looking at the video, seeing how it's supposed to look when it's done, giving us a clear idea of what we can and can't show, and what comes across visually, so we can make sure that our message in how these cells divide is working. I'll play this video, and there's the DNA dividing, mitosis, and the two new cells. We'll do this with a little bit of sleight of hand. There's actually 3 models here. The original, a blend shape, and then the two new cells. And we'll look at how to animate materials in Autodesk Maya so we can get this result across without a terribly complex modeling process. It's a great way to get your feet wet in using Maya and understanding how to make keyframe animation. So let's get started. We'll pull up Maya and set the project and get going showing cell division in action.